Please welcome Corporate Vice President of AMD, Anush Elangovan.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see so many developers, creators, innovators under one roof. Actually, two. There's an overflow room, too. It's great to hear Lynn's talk and the scale at which they're deploying. So, just to go from LLMs, let's start with another deployment that I want to show a little video of. So let's play the video.
When you close your eyes, what do you see? When we talk about reality, how do you know what is real? Or what is simply your imagination? Now open your eyes.
So this is Ray 3 from Luma Labs. It's serving on the MI325s. It was created, and it's live production traffic. So if you go sign up and try it, unfortunately, Amit couldn't be here today. But this is just to show that the breadth at which we're deploying AMD hardware at, and from text to video, text to image, LLMs, all of it. So let's take a step further towards how do we envision enabling developers for the AMD ecosystem. We would like to bring AMD hardware and software, not just to a select few folks that can get access to this innovation. So we want to try and bring the innovation and make it accessible to everyone, everywhere. So our mission is to bring AI innovation for every developer. And this is a simple but very deeply ambitious mission. We would like you to be able to innovate without a barrier, without access to a select few that have access to either technologies or models, whatever it is. We would like developers to be able to imagine what's possible and execute towards what's possible. And so one of the big things that we'd like to provide you an alternative is, you shouldn't have a vendor lock-in, and we want you to be able to, innovate freely with that. The second part of it is transparency in terms of innovation. So all of our code in ROCm is publicly available. If we have some capabilities, we don't have some capabilities, you know the current status of what it is at. This allows us to have a transparent dialogue. You can file bugs as much as the internal developers can, and we'd like to treat it just as much as, with as much importance as a internal developer filing a bug. And this allows for innovation to proceed because you're not limited to what we can execute or the speed at which we can execute. You're limited by what collectively we can do. We also want to be able to do that for scaling workloads. Again, this is, we don't want the barriers for these workloads to be held by what AMD or engineers at AMD could potentially provide. We want you to be able to take the charge and move that forward. And of course, an open community. We have all of our documentation, CI/CDs now increasingly coming online. It's public. How we build is how you build. And this allows for a community to thrive. So in short, I'd like to say ROCm it's not just software. ROCm is a philosophy. ROCm is a philosophy of open. ROCm is a philosophy of collaboration. ROCm is a philosophy of innovation. And we would like you all to come join us in ROCm. All right, so let's talk about speed next. I think developers all want one thing, that's speed. Speed at which you can generate ideas, speed at which you can iterate, speed at which you can build, speed at which you can deploy. And as I always say, speed is the moat. And so what we'd like to do is we'd like to supercharge this speed and how we can attain this speed. So what we would like to do is get every layer of the ROCm stack reimagined for speed. And this means starting all the way from installation. I don't know if you have noticed how different it was to install ROCm a year ago to now. Now it's like pip install on Windows or Linux, and you just get ROCm user space installed, right? And that's going to become the norm. So we want to think about speed at every layer of the stack, whether it's installation, whether it's debuggability, whether it's profiling. And we want to get out of the way so that you can innovate as fast as possible at your speed, and that shouldn't be limited by our speed. A lot of this comes down to a open software and open ecosystem, and then the experience of the end developers is also key for us to be able to get feedback on. And so we are very attentive to any gotchas or anything that we could do better to make your experience better. So let us know. And then the community enablement is an ongoing process. Again, if you have any feedback, we'll be here after this talk. Let us know. We are actively and deliberately listening to every feedback and every comment that you can make about how you build, install, and deploy ROCm. And the speed at which you move from idea to execution is how you can innovate faster and redefine what's possible faster. And so we want to be a partner with you along the way. We hit on developing in the open. If you have noticed, or if you haven't noticed, there's a ROCm build system called the ROC that we've been pushing the past few months. With this, you can now see and build just like how AMD internal developers do. And this provides you exactly the same view and the ability to put up a PR and for us to merge PRs. And this is a big seismic shift from even 6 months ago from where ROCm was. So come join us and make that make that experience better. And we're also investing heavily in out-of-box experience. So on the client side, you'd probably have AMD just work when you install Ubuntu. So we want that to just be a seamless experience, but also performance. When you start using AMD and ROCm, we want it to be performant. Like day zero support is now guaranteed. Day zero performance is what we're aiming for now. And like I mentioned, all of the CI/CD pipelines, our roadmaps, everything is open source. So come join us. It's the most hackable AI software platform that you can choose, and we are here to support you. All right, let's talk about a few more pillars that we want to anchor our values around, right? We want to be performant, and this is just like, as you've seen, there are a lot of blogs and metrics and ongoing performance releases that we make every couple weeks. Performance is key, right? Speed in terms of your workloads is almost the most important thing, before accuracy and quality. I mean, accuracy and quality come first, and then you get speed. So we need to get all three. So yeah, performance and then robustness. So we are now deployed at scale in 7 of the 10 top frontier labs. And like we showed with Luma's Ray 3, increasingly complex workloads are being deployed at scale on AMD hardware. And we'd like you to come experience that. And then, like I said, inclusive. We want innovation to move at your pace, not at our pace, right? We are here to move the ball forward, but we expect everyone to be able to run fast. And then accessible. AMD has had a very pervasive AI hardware layer, and now we're going to make this pervasive AI software layer so that from your Ryzen Max laptops to your discrete GPUs to the Instinct products, you will have a seamless ROCm experience. And this makes it very accessible from laptops that you can use the same PyTorch or ROCm bits on Windows or Linux, and then with one click, go and deploy it at, on the AMD Dev Cloud or with one of our Dev Cloud partners. So how do we bring ROCm everywhere, right? So like I mentioned, hardware flexibility, we have the pervasive GPU layer, but we also have the CPU side too. And then platform access, whether it's different kinds of ease of use capabilities like Dockers that are released every couple of weeks, access to the public clouds that our partners are spinning up, or the AMD Dev Cloud. That's just a click. If you have a GitHub account, that's all you need. And then obviously our partners that are building client laptops and PCs that are that's up for purchase. So we want to be able to meet you at wherever you want to be able to experience AI. Okay, so this is we got to check how Ray was deployed on MI325. So here we're going to show you GPT OSS running on a Strix Halo, and I have a Strix Halo laptop that you could also try this on. So that if you scan that QR code, it should give you the instructions to run this demo if you have a Strix Halo system. I don't know if you can see it, but it's running at 44 tokens per second. That's super competitive. I know there was a competitor product that was released recently. This has been in the market for 6 months. And an important point here is it's ROCm, and it's running on Windows. And it's just a 2-line command for you to run, and you'll have it installed on your Windows laptop, right? As an action, you could try and see how long it takes to compile something on Strix or on Strix Halo or the AI Max 395 versus other competitive products, and let us know how it stands up. But this is an important part. It's a supercomputer in your bag, right? It is a laptop that does everything else. It's your Windows, it's Linux if you use Linux, and it's running the Frontier GPT OSS 120B at 44 tokens per second. So there's intelligence in your laptop. You just have to run those 2 lines, and you'll be able to unlock it. So let's take another little demo here. Like Lynn talked about, agentic coding is another area that you could use your laptop for. You don't need any cloud access. And in this demo, again, you can just scan that QR code and be able to run this on your Ryzen Max processors. But here's a fully agentic coding example that allows for you to be able to execute all of the LLMs locally and be able to experience agentic coding without any access to the internet. And that's sped up a little bit, but the agent does its thing, and you'll get the results. So in a second, you'll see, yeah. So that's the game that was created. And you can try all of this, and all you need is a Ryzen Max 395 processor. Good. So just to wrap it up, the road ahead for us is we are open. We will be open, and we want to move forward together with all of you. And we want to partner with you to develop together. Anything that we can do to help you imagine, build, develop, deploy with us, we are here to help, and we want to work with you to make that happen. And then AMD platforms, we are innovating very aggressively across the board, but we'll continue to do that on a yearly cadence. And like I said, ROCm is not just software. It's a philosophy of open and a community, and thank you for being part of it.